You brought up something that I really wanted to discuss with you. Why did you leave Muchmusic?
I mean, there's varying degrees of the story. They had come to me and said, at one point they were saying to me, well, for me, in my own mind, I can tell you, at that time I was ready to move on.
Okay.
I'd already done the Soul Train Awards. I'd already done Snow Job. And everything was just becoming a big cycle. I've already interviewed Janet Jackson 3 times. I've already interviewed Erykah Badu. I've already interviewed my girl, Mary J. Blige.
What more you do?
I mean, I've done a lot of the major interviews. And so there's a point within my own self, I felt like I was going to be moving on. Yeah. But then, they'd said, look, you know what? I think it's time for you to kind of move. It wasn't like they were kicking me out.
Yeah.
But in a way, it was like, you still don't have a gig here, but we're not really kicking you out.
so you figure it out.
So I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, well, what about me? I know you guys are, going for a license to do Much Vibe, which is a digital channel.
Got you.
And then I said, let me take care of the digital channel. Oh, no, it's just going to be just videos played back to back and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, this is real. And, I talked to my wife about it and I just said, I got to make that decision, I got to bounce. But if I bounce, I'm going out the way I want to go out.
For sure.
And that's when the Blocko happened.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Blocko was, me saying goodbye to the nation. Yeah. First time my wife had ever been on camera.
Okay.
When I was on the air, and she was on stage. My youngest, my oldest son was there. My mom was in the house. My brother was there, and it was tough. It was like a bittersweet moment, and sure. Obviously Lauryn Hill coming to perform under strict rules.
Okay.
Yeah, she
what
was
were the rules?
Well, she was, first and foremost, it took me forever to kind of connect with her.
Okay.
And it took a long time through various management people to finally ended up, it's actually Katie Ann. I don't know if you know Katie Ann.
Name sounds very familiar.
Katie Ann, she'd have done a lot of, she's very socially conscious. She was doing a lot of things with another guy named Paul Green.
Yes,
so they were, and Katie Ann was trying to get Lauryn to come to Toronto, but she said that Lauryn only wanted to do an outdoor event.
Okay.
She didn't want to do. I want to play outdoors.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any concerts or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Katie Ann told me, and Katie Ann's like, look, man, I know you're doing this Blocko. You should reach out. So I got the contact that she had, and then this contact, finally we connected, finally talked to her, and then I was in Jamaica for Reggae Sumfest.
Okay.
Reggae Sumfest didn't want her to be on stage, didn't want her to play, because at that time she was just doing her acoustic.
Yes.
And she was going through her whole thing with the label and everything else. So I'm there covering Sumfest. I get a call. We come back from, Sumfest is all night. So we come back in at 6 a.m, 7 a.m, I come back to the hotel. I get a call from work and they're saying, Lauryn Hill's trying to get in touch with you. I'm like, Lauryn? And my wife is like, ready to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, Lauryn Hill's whatever. Whatever. So I call Lauryn. I'm on the phone with her for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's telling me, I'm sick of it all. I've got 70 people eating off of me. I'm getting rid of them. I'm getting rid of, my catalog I'm changing in terms of these people are just, eating me alive. And she just went into this whole thing. And we were just talking.
Yeah.
And then I said,
two normal human beings.
Just human beings. And I just said, look, I fully understand where you're coming from. I'd interviewed her previously a couple of times before. And there was a comfort level, like I said, I'm not your sister, and I don't want to come to your house. But if she's going to see me, there was a level of comfort.
Yeah.
And same with Mary J. Blige. I had that same level of comfort with both of them.
Yeah.
And then so Lauryn was just like, I'm just tired of everything, and now I don't want to do the songs, those songs that, they made me famous, but I'm doing this acoustic stuff now, and that's it. And she said, would you believe Sumfest wouldn't let me they wouldn't let me hit the stage because I wasn't going to do all the hits.
Yeah.
And I think she was also dealing with the contractual stuff and blah, 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 blah. So then she finally says, I'm going to do your show.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? And I said, wow. I said, but I'm doing it for you.
Yeah.
And I said, and she says, for both of us.
Yeah.
Because I get to perform outdoors. I perform these songs. And I said, okay. So, there's lack of communication. We didn't communicate, and it's coming up. And Muchmusic knocks, telling me, look, we want to promote Lauryn coming on.
Yeah.
We want to promote. And I said to Lauryn, I said, can they, if they promote it, I don't come. I was like, yes. Look at that, one for T.
Yeah.
And I said, look, man, I'm sorry. I'm not lying. She can't do it.
Yeah.
And she won't do any level of promotion. And I remember, when she finally did arrive, she arrived at Pearson. And my producer at the time, Pedal Baptiste, who was just incredible. I had some great social producers that worked with me.
Yeah.
All female, which was great.
Just random.
Yeah, and they were really great to work with. But Pedal was, she was lining everything up, and we meet Lauryn at the airport. She's walking out, and at that time she had Zion.
Yeah.
And she's walking with Zion, and my son and Zion were the same age, so they're kids, and they're just and she's walking out there, and Rohan was there too.
Okay.
And they're walking out, and I remember she's wearing some white skirt, and she's just proud. She gets out, and she pulls Pedal over, and she said, tomorrow, I don't want to see that limo. I told you I don't want a limo. I want a Suburban. And we're like, okay. We get her there. She has to do a sound check. And then the sound check didn't happen until almost 11:30 at midnight. And everything was fenced off but closed in.
Yeah.
And you could just hear her voice cutting through. Yeah. I'd never heard these songs before.
Yeah.
No one had ever heard these songs before. But then, that's what she was doing. She was doing acoustic guitar. I had to find someone she wanted a wardrobe person and, a stylist. Everything was picked out. She didn't wear it. She just wore a Bob Marley shirt, I think. Then the actual day of the event, she performed, and a lot of people, they'd never heard the songs. Some people were talking and just rambling. But I listened to one of the songs, she was, I'm not kidding, she almost foreshadowed 9/11.
Yeah.
There was things that were happening, she said in her lyrics, were just blew me away.
She had that insight, that third eye from back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was definitely a third
That's
eye.
why she probably was so disgusted with the industry at that point there, because she knew she's seen them for what they were.
Exactly.
Not for who they tried to pretend to be.
And, and the whole thing about, this person wasn't paid and, this person, should have got the royalties.
Yeah.
Probably should have happened because maybe the process of how she recorded the record and somebody did this, they have to be compensated. But yeah, definitely.
Make sure they tours loud too. Yeah.